Ambassador K. of the Zoraxian Federation shifted uncomfortably in his exoskeleton as the council chambers fell silent. The question he had just posed hung in the air like a toxic cloud. The 7 representatives of the Galactic Alliance, each from a different species that had achieved interstellar travel, exchanged nervous glances. "You wish to know about the humans?" Elder Thrix finally spoke, her translucent membranes pulsating with anxiety. Kaleth clicked his mandibles in affirmation. "My government has authorized an exploratory mission to the sector beyond the Orion Arm. Our scientists believe resources there could solve our energy crisis." "That sector is forbidden," hissed Representative Vox of the silicon-based Quartz Collective. "It has been so for 900 cycles." Keyleth's antennae twitched in frustration. "But why? Our star charts show no natural barriers. Yet all maps end at the same coordinates with no explanation. My people deserve to know." The chamber's lighting dimmed slightly, as if the very mention of this topic triggered some ancient security protocol. Elder Thrix rose from her floating chair and gestured for Kaleth to follow her to a private chamber adjacent to the council hall. "What I am about to tell you is known only to senior diplomatic personnel," she said once the chamber was sealed. "The sector you speak of is not empty. It belongs to the humans." "Humans? I've never heard of this species." "Few have, and those who encounter them rarely survive to speak of it." Elder Thrix activated a holographic projection showing a bipedal species with varied skin tones and minimal external protection. "They appear fragile," Kaleth observed. "That is the mistake everyone makes," Thrix whispered. 3,000 cycles ago, when the Alliance was young, we discovered their homeworld. They had barely achieved atmospheric flight. The Dorvan Empire, may their souls find peace, saw an opportunity for easy conquest and resources. She paused, her breathing labored. The Dorvans no longer exist. Their entire civilization, 16 worlds, trillion souls, gone within one cycle. The humans didn't just defeat them, they erased them. Kaith's exoskeleton rattled involuntarily. "Impossible. No species could. The humans don't fight like other species," Thrix continued. "When threatened, they don't negotiate or retreat. They escalate beyond all rational limits. They weaponize everything: their science, their planets, even their own genetic code." The Alliance sent diplomatic envoys afterward. Only one returned, carrying a simple message: "Leave us alone." Surely after thousands of cycles, we could attempt communication again? They may have evolved, become more peaceful. We monitor from a distance. They've spread to hundreds of worlds now. And no, Ambassador, they haven't become more peaceful. They fight among themselves constantly, yet somehow this makes them stronger. When one human faction develops a weapon, the others quickly develop countermeasures, driving an arms race unlike anything we've seen. Their technological development is unnatural. Kaleth absorbed this information silently before asking, why not simply quarantine their sector with warning beacons? Why maintain this secrecy? Because isolation is the agreement we made with them. We stay away, they contain themselves to their region of space. The moment another species attempts to breach their territory, the agreement becomes void. You fear them that much? Thrix's membranes flushed a deep purple, a sign of profound distress in her species. Shortly after the Dorvan incident, our analysts discovered something in human historical transmissions. During their primitive development, humans tested their first atomic weapons on their own planet, against their own kind. They called it mutually assured destruction, the philosophy that if attacked, they would ensure their attackers' complete annihilation, even at the cost of their own survival. She activated another hologram, showing a massive human warship. Our intelligence suggests each human battlecruiser now carries enough firepower to sterilize an entire solar system, and they have thousands of them. The Alliance made a calculation. We can explore 1 million other stars, colonize billions of habitable worlds. Why risk everything for the territory of one dangerously unstable species? Kaleth's mission suddenly felt foolish, even suicidal. I will report to my government that the sector is hazardous due to radiation anomalies. A wise decision, Thrick said, relief evident in her voice. The Alliance maintains this fiction for the protection of younger species. It is kinder than telling them the truth that we share our galaxy with monsters who could end us all on a whim. As they returned to the council chamber, Kaleth noticed a small, unassuming figure in diplomatic attire, observing from a shadowed alcove, clearly not a member of any Alliance species. Their eyes met briefly, and the figure nodded slightly before disappearing through a side passage. "Who was that?" Kaleth asked. Thrix followed his gaze and tensed. "Their observer. They permit one human diplomat to monitor our proceedings. Part of the agreement. They've been watching us all this time." "Of course. Did you think the borders were maintained by our choice alone? The humans enforce their isolation as strictly as we respect it." Later, as Kaleth prepared to depart for his homeworld, he found a small data crystal in his quarters that hadn't been there before. Against better judgment, he inserted it into his personal console. A message appeared written in perfect Zoraxian. "Ambassador K. Leth. Your curiosity is noted. Your restraint is appreciated. Should your energy crisis persist, we can provide alternative solutions that don't require expansion into our space. Attached are specifications for a reactor technology your scientists will find illuminating. We are not the monsters they describe, but we've learned to let others believe we are. It keeps the peace more effectively than truth ever could. Remember, borders exist for those on both sides. Human Diplomatic Observer Corp." Kaleth stared at the message for a long time before carefully removing and destroying the crystal. He would never speak of this encounter, not even to his government. Some knowledge was too dangerous, not because it revealed the horror of what lay beyond known space, but because it suggested something far more unsettling, that the humans might not be monsters at all, but something far more complex. And in a galaxy of simple answers, complexity was the most frightening prospect of all.